Hello, hello, hello. Good morning. Welcome to another ES Futures trading stream. Today is Monday. It's the beginning of a new week. It is Monday, August 18. It is 9:56 a.m. Eastern Time in the US. We have a peculiar, very, I think from my point of view, it's kind of like an interesting opening for the week based on what happened here over the weekend. We have a market straight opening to the high, but it didn't have acceptance up here. We have this range, this 3-day range here. I'm kind of trading right to the center of the range, and then also not having acceptance up there. And then the next thing what happens, we have liquidation, short covering here, kind of like shape it like short covering and liquidation that will follow, which for me is a sign that there's a market that has not make a decision yet, right? Well, this was. That there are no participants here in this market interested in one direction or the other. At least not big ones that can move markets overnight. And one of the key elements again is the market opening inside previous day range. We have seen something similar to that before, with the market holding. I think was this day. I don't remember. I think it was this day, right? Or this or something like that. The market could not hold, could not had a chance to open with a gap, and it just didn't. Oh, it was this day, this day. Now we have a market that has taken back this low here, very questionable low here. And if you check, let me see what can be here. Maybe the next thing could be in the lower side I was checking. In the upper side I was checking 64.78. And the lower side 64.50. 64.50, where are you? But how much you? 64.50 tomorrow is 11 points. All right. Notice how it kind of like it just gets wide, right? If this market does not have downside extension here, like really fast here, and then building value here, building more volume profile wise, if they start building value here, no, I will consider this as a market with no conviction. It didn't have conviction going higher. Now, why I say I was looking the upper side as the 78. Let me call you. Let me talk to you this. This is what I am watching, man. All time frames are going higher. This one failed yesterday, or this day failed to print an outside bar. Okay, failed to print an outside bar, and now we're opening inside, but we have this kind of like trend in the upper side. No, we have these ranges going higher. How I did this is just reverse, kind of like if this is how much is this? This can be 45 degree, a minus 45. This is a 45, right? Or 140, 125, something like that. I just made a range here, and where it intersects with this range is around the 78 mark. You can call it 80. I have 78 here. Okay, and what I look here is 78. Okay, I will look maybe for a potential trade towards this and failure. But what I have there around the 78, I have exactly, this is exactly the POC, Friday's POC, which is not really a good area, man. It's not really a good area to do any kind of short from that part, especially having in consideration what happened to the overnight. But the overnight has this behavior. This this kind of like short, the overnight session trying to go lower, right? You can see buying from this low. The first thing I could see here, at least that's what I thought, there's maybe some attempt to take this inventory out, right? This was taken out. These loans were taken out. Now this one has been taken out during the first period. Well, I won't say taking out, but rebalance. Notice how much volume the the overnight has really low volume. 100,000 is really it's low. It's not that good. Now we have look below. This low is very bad. I don't think this is a good one, particularly. Oh boy. I will start to monitor. Remember, I will start to monitor value here. That's why I have this. Value right now is overlapping lower. Okay, it's overlapping lower. So, but we are still just a couple periods. Now, the fact that this high has not reached this POC, we can also talk closing this distribution, but there's not too much volume here, really. Right? There's nothing relevant here. But if you want to call this, you can call this maybe this area here. But I wouldn't be that would be exacting here, trying to be exact, which is something I don't want to do here, at least for today, no. All right, so this is it. Market didn't reach that. If it comes close to this, there's good odds the market is going to at least try to take this overnight high. It didn't. All right, now the market has looked below this period. Look below this period, this Friday's low, and now it's making to attempt maybe reaching this high here. But what I have here, okay, I'm going to open these profiles. I will say, and you will see here why I have these green rectangles here. This is tremendous amount. Can you see a tremendous amount of stops of try? It's an indication who is buying this market. Look at what happened here. The next day, same thing happens. This low is taking. It gives us excess, but then the next thing that happens, next thing I know, it's do the same thing again, a little bit higher. Next day, it's even worse, right? You got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, right? So if you put this all together, there's a lot of short term, very short term longs here. But that by itself doesn't mean anything. This market can keep going higher, regardless of what, right? Regardless of these kind of things. If I'm going to short the market just because I saw those kind of lows, man, I will go broke before I can get before the market do any kind of corrections here, and that's something I don't want to do, right? Many times, often there is something, something that happens externally that triggers selling, right? And when that happens, I'm going to just make an example here, right? The market can be way up here, right? And when the market is up here, all these lows will be forgotten, and the market will just start to go low here in similar fashion as it happened here, right? By the time the market is liquidated here, nobody remembers what happened here. You see, people don't remember what happened Friday. Can you imagine what happened weeks ago. I apologize for that silence. I am feeling really bad. I have been sick for the last couple of weeks. Recording slowly here. It's really getting in the way of everything I do. Okay, but who cares, right? Where I was. Oh, I was thinking. I was saying, right? Just the fact that this I have this kind of weak lows doesn't mean anything, right? Because I have the same thing. I have the same thing in the upper side, right? It's not that obvious, but look at this one. You got one, two, three, four, five, right? So it is not the market that is being having a lot of conviction actually, you know, pretty much short-term trading going on all over the place. Now below this thing, yeah, that's one thing. Right? I got this one is plain. I got this one is plain on the upper side. Now, do you remember what happened at 12? We have this huge rally, trending day. Right? I'm going to split this profile again. Look at what happened here. Right? One, two, three, four. You got another one here. 7. You got another one here. 8. So there is a lot of weakness. This market is extremely weak. Extremely long for me. It's extremely risky here. Anything can happen here that can trigger a set off. But what happens if it doesn't happen? Right? I am not going to be holding a short position in hopes that something is going to happen. Right? That's not how I do things. I need to see what's happening. Right? It happens so many times, man. And you don't learn this. It's something that cannot be teach, right? Because I have heard this so many times, right? So many times, so many by times I was my mentor told me this so many times, and I still keep doing it. So why is that, man? Why is that? So there's a lot of things that are going on in your brain. That's a way how your brain is wired. I am 50 years old. I don't know how old are you? 20, 25, 30, 25, 40, 45? I don't know. But let's say you are 25, right? To be the way how you are, it took your brain, right? To wire your brain, it took 25 years to do, right? To be the person that you are right now. Rewiring that, I'm assuming the case that you need to rewire, because if you are watching this, it's probably you need to rewire. It doesn't happen overnight. It is a constantly keep doing the same thing, doing the correction, doing the adjustments, right? Um, and fixing, correcting over the march, and it's like a try and error way to do the thing. And unfortunately, that costs money. If you don't have the proper wiring, you won't learn, right? Until it hits you hard and hard and hard over and over and over and over again. Now, going back to the profiles, what I have here, it is the pretty similar thing that I have below. Right? You have 1, 2, 3, 4. So this law is extremely questionable. Doesn't mean it has to be taken. Right? What I'm seeing here is a lack of confidence. Notice how much the market is trying to get back higher here. We got Sever right there. That's pretty obvious reference. pretty obvious reference, right? It failed to get POC, it failed to get to set. We know what it is here as well, right? I was using this chart last week, right? And I have this as an immediate, look at what happened here with this high, which is the weekly. But also is this. This is also the low of this trading range. That is forming, right? By the time it's formed, by the time everybody sees this, it will be too late. I'm not saying that has to be. It has to be like that. Now, where this low is 64.50, all right? 64.50 is now. If I am going to go short 64.50 with this 0 days expiration, probably the market, if I am right, the market will go through that. But right now, how much are there? There are 3 points, right? There are 3 points. By the end of the day, they will be worth maybe 3 points as well, right? So checking the market, it doesn't necessarily mean that you have something to do. You have to do something. There has to be an opportunity to present. Now I am checking this one. These lows are kind of like failing, right? They are not holding. Now the market is finding a little bit of support just below that, which is also a really bad one. And below that we have this one, right? And below that, which what I think is, I was thinking last week during Friday, I was thinking that this is key for this market. It is a pretty simple, pretty simple, pretty simple reference, but it is key because I saw the market behaving particularly in a particular way around this distribution being closed. Right? The market can, if it takes this, it has plenty of reasons to trade towards this lows here, and find if it fails to do something around here, that there can be something there. But that's not just, but it is, how can I say this? I need to picture the whole scenario here. I need to see the bigger picture of what's going on, how the market is getting over there, if it does. Right now, for example, I don't see this market as having a lot of confidence. Market opening inside previous day range, it's a lot of odds that we are going to see rotation here. Check your volume, all right? Check your volume. Relative, I'm going to screenshot this. I'm going to bring it over here. Check your volume. This is what we have last Friday. This is what we have Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, Monday. Where it is now, right? Let's see if I can make it bigger. Right. Can you see? A period. This one is one of the lowest of the past 10 days. And what the market is trying to do here? The market is trying to go lower. It's trying to trade towards the lower portion of the range. Right now it's right inside the range, right? So balanced guidelines apply here. The market has looked below, failing or not having acceptance below here. Targets the opposite side of this range. Which range? This one. Okay? We have two things here. We have two things. We have Friday's range. We have the 4-day range, including today. And we have this range here. I don't know which one is going to be, but for example, if I got something to the upside, the market start, I might see potential here. Okay, I may see potential here, for example. Oh boy, yeah, look, how the heck do I move this one now? If the market start to going higher, for example, if the market stalls around this area, around the 78, which we will be talking around the 78, so I may say this is a potential area to take profits. Or can be the same thing that's happening here. The market is going, has a low, looking below, trading back. The same thing can happen if it goes up here, right? In this area. Let me make this bigger so I can take a screenshot, a better screenshot here. Right? It can have something going on here. Right? Next thing, can have something around this area. If we have a trending day to the other side, and finally having something around this high, which is the ultimate destination, if I have something serious to the upside, right? Right now, this low has been taken, it's looking below, and now it's come back inside this range. Right? I look below. This is a classic, this can be a classic example to look below and fail. Right? Looks below, and next thing we know, targets to the opposite side. And all these things in between, right? All these things in between. I don't see the market as having confidence right now. The volume is outstanding, it's evidently very low. Market has no conviction here. Buyers, I don't see too much like a serious buying here, for example. I don't see selling also, like being obvious, for example, right? Here. Now for the week, what do we have? We have a bunch of Fed speakers. FOMC minutes on Wednesday. A lot of bill actions on Thursday. PMI also on Thursday. That can be important there. And Chairman Powell speaking on Friday. Let me check my trading economics calendar. I can have more over there maybe. Today, tomorrow, this week. Tuesday. I think we have Jackson Hole. Red Book. We have Jackson Hole meeting. No, I need to check my Discord for dates. Let me just Google that. Jackson Hole. Jackson Hole dates. Kansas City. Monday. Oh, August 18th? Today? Nah. Oh yeah, the August 21 to the 21st to 23rd. 25th, why is it 21? 21st, 24, yeah, Thursday. Oh yeah, that's why we have Chairman Powell speaking on Friday. Okay. That will be something that traders may be watching. And when those kind of things happen, what we can see overall, okay, this is another thing, right? You have done this so many times, man. You have seen the behavior of the market. We have this balance here. Market can go high. Right now it's look below. Let's look below this range, right? Below, then go higher, then go low back again, check back again until that day comes. To nobody's surprise, the market is higher ascending. I'm not saying that's going to happen, right? But that's one scenario there. Or the market can be trending higher, break this out, start to go higher, or break this down, start to go lower, comes here, and then The day comes, and boom, we have a reversal, right? Sharp reversal. It can be both sides. There's the other scenario, and these are just scenarios here. The other scenario is, call this goes higher, takes this one, boom, comes the meeting, and we have acceleration to the upside. Same scenario to the downside. What's going to happen? I don't know. I have no idea what the market is going to do. All right? If you let me, I can check my crystal ball. But nobody knows. Nobody has a crystal ball. Right? Just this simple fact, right? This simple fact that this market opening inside this range, it just increases the also rotation. It can be too low. Prices can be so misleading here, man. Can be so misleading. And then who's going to sell? Who's selling from seller, for example, right? I don't have anything here. I'm sorry. Man, I'm sorry you most of the time hear me saying that, right? I don't see anything. Huh? At least, and that's the risk, for example, that's how can I say this, right? Because I know so many traders trade part-time, right? They have most traders, when they begin, they usually have a job, a main job, a main source of income, and have this as a part-time. In hopes to complement their income. I just want to make $50. I just $100. Only $200. Right? That's all I need. That would be great for me. But they trade in certain hours, right? I have time before I go to work from 7 to 8. I have a time at lunch time from 12 to 12:45. Or I have time just before I leave work or whatever, right? And people have a specific window, time frame right there to trade. And that's very risky. Expecting to do something in one specific time is like telling the market do something when I am here. A market that just doesn't care. The market is not one thing. Right? It's a sum of hundreds, thousands, millions of beliefs. The market is going to do this or going to do that, right? And it has to do something when I am free, when I have time. Right? That's the risk. Right? Expecting to do something in one specific period of time between one window frame, right? That's the risk that many people trade. Many people takes unknowing. Really, I believe this is they don't know that's what they are doing. I don't remember how I get to this point. Right? I was trying to highlight something, but now what the market is doing here now, it has failed to take this one. It didn't have one. It is extremely weak here now. Now the same weakness here we have in the lower side, we have in the upper side. Now the 78 is closer, even closer than before. Back inside value area. Check this out. Check where value was at the beginning of the B period and where it is now, right? I'm going to move this one. I don't know how to move this. Okay, right there. You can see that has moved higher, okay? Only 2 periods, huh? It's moving higher. I want to see now. Now I can see direction here in this market with high odds or rotation here, right? Ultimate destination, the opposite side of this trading range. Now, next thing I want to see is this value moving. If this market starts going higher, this value, this box here, or this blue here, moving inside this value area price very well. If this market start to, start to have advance and then fall back, but and value remains below this, it at least doesn't move inside, that will be some serious risk there, or some sort of liquidation that may happen. Now we have liquidation on Friday at the closing, right? You have liquidation on Friday. Now if the market keeps going higher, this I have this 78 here. I guess this can be an important reference here. This late rally high, because you have a market trending lower, right? Takes the low of this range, and we have this rally high, right? What the market does relative to this rally high can be really important. We have the same thing, I believe, when it was here, right? The market just couldn't get higher. Keep pushing it, you just couldn't. I don't know if that's going to be today is going to be the same. No idea. Notice, for example, how or where the all-time high is. Let me call this, or let me label actually, because I did not label this. The all-time high has been made during the overnight trading hours. This is an all-time high. All-time high. Here. We know what happens with this kind of, when we have this kind of highs. Now I'm going to collapse this profile. I have here, notice what I have here, right? I have Nasdaq on the side. I don't watch Nasdaq. Most retail trades Nasdaq. I have here to see if Nasdaq is doing the same thing as ES. Let me take a look at the major indices here, what they are doing. The Dow has looked below twice. It's coming back inside, targeting this side. Same thing. It has a late rally high. The Russell has already taken this. Nasdaq is targeting. Nasdaq, oh, my bad. Oh, Nasdaq is even weaker than the ES, man. Just look at what's happening here. Right there. I mean, as weak as the ES. Same behavior. Same behavior. Look at that, man. Look at these bonds, man. Look at this bond market trending here. Let's see if this buys from the 50. Crude oil is this is what bothers me actually, because believe it or not, low prices. It is summertime, man. Summertime, with the demand is supposed to be higher, and prices going lower. That's not a good sign. Dollar mechanically trading back and forth for the 50. This is not good. It's gold. All right. Notice where C is. Notice what's happening to value now as C trades lower. Volume is moving lower, right? This is what it was. This is what it is now. Rotation here. Upside. Now this is to the downside. The action is to the downside. Now it's been bought again from this. This low is getting weaker and weaker and weaker. Right? I am very hesitant right now to take any kind of long here. No, I can avoid to think what will I do? Is market start trending higher here, knowing that I have this kind of lows, man. It's really, really questionable, man. And that's the job. This is trading. Huh? This is trading, my friends. Watching the markets. It just dries here. Dries here. Build some value here, try to push lower. It has some downside, but it doesn't have downside continuation. Next thing, this kind of concentration value here is removed. If there was any short here, there's a, you know, I start to double think and double guess themselves here. Now we have a downside. It is just not there. Look at the highs. Whites, 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 whites. Really no pressure to the downside. There is some pressure here. There's a release, but it doesn't have acceptance here. 67. What is the 67? 67, is that the opening? No, 67 is last. No, I see some interest in 67, 75, 75 right there. Notice this one. This is a tremendous push to the upside. This is interesting here. Now, let me check this. 75. It is, notice it, this is just one tick below this 58 here. This is very interesting here. This is a lot of pressure here to the upside, It breaks this level, but notice what do we have right up there. It seems that this is an unfinished action to the upside really. Right? This is really not an action that has been completed to the upside. What happened many times is the market start an action, fails here, the action to the opposite side starts. No, but the buying just dies here. There's some rebalancing, some shake off, and the next thing that they can do is attempt to take this high again. Make an attempt to have some upside here. But the buyers are not just there, man. It's just pretty weak buyers that are easy shaking off here. Now then, here we go again. Now, three white periods, three white profile is better here now. Now the odds of having significantly coming out of this are not good. I'm not saying that it's zero, but when market has this kind of action here, three white, I won't be so sure, man. I just don't like the long here. I hope this keeps going trend. Oh, come on, man. Look at this. Look at where this C period has came from. Exactly from B low. This has very low odds, man. Very low odds of being a lasting one, or standing there. I want to label this. Just to remember, okay? Just remember, this is a very questionable high here. Now, what happens if the market comes back and check this one out? You know, if we put the seller really close here, which is no, I mean, there is nothing here. That's what I'm trying to say. There's nothing here. How many times have you been short? How many times have you been long here in this market? This is when FOMO, right? I am going to miss the break. I am going to miss the rally. I better be short now. I better be long here before the market starts to move higher. I am going to take advantage of every single tick of this rally. Every single tick of this break. I don't want to miss anything. That's FOMO. Right there. This market is really attempting to do any higher, but notice the pressure is just short-term trading here to the upside. It's very weak here. But notice this thing here, right? High pressure to the downside, which are reds here. But the market keeps going higher, right? But when it comes, notice how these numbers are different. These are way higher. 600 is way higher than minus 135. But the call, right? There's a lot of volume here, but the pressure to the upside is not that significant, really. I use these ones basically to monitor the market if I have anything there, right? If I have anything invested, anything, or have a trade, I may look at those ones, you know, just to see if the market is having continuation or what kind, if anything, right? Because those values can be manipulated as well. It's not that. Just imagine, right? If all what that say is true, well, I can just create a program, or hire somebody to build a program for me, and I can give him, or I can give the programmer the parameters of my app or my program, and he will build something. If this happened, do this or do that, right? But this is not how I play, right? I need to see a bigger picture. That's what's called discretionary trade. Now we know what happened to value, right? It moved higher. Now let's see. Now it's lower, right? It's getting a little bit narrower. It's overlapping lower. This is the thing. I want to see if, for example, right now, if there is anything I can get out of this, is the market having a directional move here. In this case, it's to the downside. Oh, well, no, there's a move. There's an interest here because I see a rotational market here. The long is highly risk for me. Highly risk having a long here. It doesn't mean it cannot go higher. But if it happens, I will see how the market behaves. The other thing is, man, volume is just extremely low here relative to Friday. I am tempted to say that, we may see something out of this market maybe in a couple days. Judging by the things I am observing now, this market can be setting up for something. Of course, that can change at any given moment here. That's how trading is, right? You have to be able to adjust. All right, unless you have any questions, I guess I'm going to call it. I'm going to call it a day. As I say, I don't see much things here. I have explained it. I have talked about all the things that I have seen in this market. All right. Really has no confidence. Not even let the market settle. It's really hard for people to have this passion, to have to be passionate, observe what the market is doing or what the market is trying to do. But 3 periods have been almost gone here, right? I'm not doing anything here, because of the context, right? Coming into the opening with a mind, this can happen. If the market opens inside this value range, the market is trading in range. The market is in balance. Hence the title of the stream, market's in balance. Right? Oh, no problema, no problem, barbacoa, Luis. Gusto en verte, mano. Ojalá que estés bien. Yo estoy acá con un episodio aquí de salud que no está muy bien, pero ahí vamos a tener que, no siempre se está bien, hay que cuidarse. Cuídense mucho. I wish you have a wonderful rest of the day. Stay safe. Hope I can see you soon, my friends. See you. Bye bye.